A Kasan. Everybody hear me? A Kasan is Yoruba for good afternoon, basically. And I greet you with love and with deep respect for the God within each and every one of you. I want to start by thanking Brother Bamani. I didn't have to be on this trip. It was through his generosity that I was able to come because I got on board, tried to get on board at the last minute. I didn't know about it. It wasn't, that I was procrastinating. And he was gracious enough to allow me to sort of break the rules and be able to come anyway. And it was in divine order. I know that I am exactly where I should be at this point.
Let's acknowledge that. Let's acknowledge that. Thank you. Thank you, Lonnie.
And also, I would like to thank my sister, Sass, for finding the divine in everybody. She instantly recognizes the divinity within each and every one of us. And I would like to take this moment to publicly acknowledge that gift and thank her for it. My journey. First of all, my name. I'm Omatinue Shango Kolade, Egbe Nipun.
No, say the one time loud. Yeah, like.
Omatinue Shango Kolade, Egbe Nipun. Those are names that I received through initiation into my Orishas. Omatinue means it's an Ifa name, and it means something like, translations are hard, something like clean from the womb or pure from the womb. And what that tells me, because African names have meanings, is that I am to engage in healing, and one of my emphasis is to engage people around self-purification and detoxification, etc., which I do extensively among family and friends. I don't do it professionally, but that's what that mission is. And Shango Kolade means the deity Shango brings me wealth. And that wealth is broadly defined. It's not just financial wealth. It is broadly defined. It's children. I have wonderful children. I have wonderful friends. I have wonderful opportunities. Yes. So that is the meaning of that. And that's an Egbe. Egbe is my comrades in heaven, my friends in heaven that I knew before I came to earth. And what Egbe is, for those of you who may not be familiar with it, among the Yoruba, if you'll notice children playing and looking like they're talking to somebody, but you can't see that somebody, that is Egbe, that they're maintaining their relationship with. And over time, that Egbe gets displaced by the things that we do to them as adults. But some can maintain contact with their Egbe throughout their lifetime. And that's kind of my space. I get messages and dreams and things from my Egbe when there are certain matters that I need to take care of. So that's the meaning of my name. As for the beginning of my journey, technically, I started my journey as a sharecropper's granddaughter. My grandfather, first generation out of slavery, was a sharecropper who managed to put himself through medical school and become a doctor. And the reason he was inspired to become a doctor, this is a story I heard from as early as I can remember. The reason he became a doctor was because his baby sister died from a broken arm because nobody would treat her. There were no black doctors and no white doctor would treat her. And she died from a broken arm. So that inspired him to become a doctor. And what was so impressive to me about his journey as a doctor was that he didn't see his work as just sitting in the office and making, and just being a doctor alone. What he did was he created other doctors. He created nurses. He almost got lynched in Mississippi because during that period, the Klan had declared war on black doctors and they were lynching them. And he left Mississippi and built a practice in Dallas, Texas. Went back and got like Harriet Tubman, went back to Mississippi and brought other people of all different, not just in the medical area, but he brought a community with him. He built the first black hospital. In fact, it was the only black hospital for years and years and years and years. And this is what I grew up with. And this is what said to me, wow, and at this age I'm saying, I don't come anywhere near what he did.
You ain't grown yet.
I'm still growing up. Like when I grow up, that's who I want to be like. So it was that mission, and they did try to guide me into medicine, but I really was not feeling Western medicine, and that was what I had to. Naturopathic medicine was not that popular when I was coming through school, so I didn't really have an opportunity. I compromised, did physiological psychology instead, make my family happy, and went on to do various and sundry other things, more community related, like economic development. I created a financial intermediary at one point, and so I didn't exactly fulfill that dream, but then when I retired, it started haunting me again about the medical, and I did. My husband, since 1988, was diagnosed with the Western disease that I don't even like to use the word, but prostate cancer and leukemia. And I managed to help him survive until 2016. And I'm not just talking about pushing him around in a wheelchair. He really was active in, he was a clinical psychologist doing psychology and teaching classes and going on vacations and climbing Dunn River Falls in Jamaica in 2011 with prostate cancer and leukemia. So since 2016, I have gotten back to the old visions that I had of healing, and also from my mother, and I'm not going to belabor because I know that a lot of other people, was a Garveyite. And my passion for Garvey got reignited. And so I'm engaged in a number of projects that we hope will be able to build on the legacy of Garvey in economic development. So I'm kind of on two tracks with the healing and that. So, and I learned recently that this journey that I'm on started 9 generations ago when I was incarnated as a little girl. And I learned that I was having some physical problems myself, and one of the things that I learned was that I had a heart wall that was blocking some of the energy that I needed to support my heart. And so I looked into that, and I found out that the root of it was emotional. And we asked, is it this generation? It said no. We asked what it was made of. Was it mud? Was it metal? Was it wood? And before that, she had asked me, is there anything you think it might be made of? I said, cotton. And she said, cotton? Well, cotton is soft and wonderful. How can you have a wall built of cotton? We then asked, okay, we're going to accept cotton because she keeps saying, kinesiology kept saying it was cotton, as well as me. And then from that point, we did more work. We found out that the wall was 4.5 pounds in weight. And so when we started doing the meditation to remove the wall, thank you. This meditation, we asked how many generations it was, and we kept asking different numbers until it came up 9 generations. And during the meditation, I saw this little girl that looked just like me, about 5 years old, with a cotton sack over, strapped across her. And she was in a field with a white dress and a white head tie. And then it came to me, oh my God, because when it first said cotton, I said, this is going to have to be a 20-pound bale, 20-pound bale of cotton. Why was it 4.5? Because the girl was because she was me and she was a little girl. She was a small girl. So that explains that. And so I was talking to the therapist. I said, our relationship with cotton is very, very different, than most of the people. We don't have that organic relationship that the people who are profiting from cotton do. For us, it was cotton may be nice and fuzzy to a lot of people, but for us, our relationship was different. Right. So my mission now is to take that little girl back home, to take her home as a sovereign woman in control of all of the institutions that shape her life. So that, and my method for doing that is through the physical healing as well as the Garvey work.
Yes.
So that's my story.
Yeah, beautiful. Wow.